Good day, my people. It's my pleasure being here today. Recently, we started the topic sources of finance. Sources of finance. And I said that we have different sources of finance which can be classified into three. I said we have the short-term source of finance, the medium-term source of finance, and the long-term source of finance. I've examined each and every one of them, but today I want to further examine the long-term source of finance. So, you have my previous videos, you can just check through, you see where I've explained, where I've introduced the source of finance. So today, I'm looking at the long-term source of finance, and the area I'm going to look at under the long-term source of finance is the right issue. Right issue. What do you mean by right issue? Right issue, as the name suggests, right is my right. Is a right given to existing shareholders to subscribe to the shares of the company. It is only the existing shareholder that has the right to subscribe to the shares of the company. And why do company issue right issues? Don't forget, the topic we are treating is what? Source of finance. How does the company now use right issue to be what? To be a source of finance? Company normally issue right issues to what? Underlying factor there is what? To an existing shareholders. Outsider cannot do what? Cannot subscribe to a right issue. It is only exclusively meant for what? For the existing shareholders. It's the existing shareholders that has the right to do what? To subscribe to this. Why do company issue this? Company issue this as a source of finance. Company issue right issue in order to do what? To raise additional finance, to do what? To finance the business, and do what? In order to maximize the shareholders' wealth. By this, therefore, the company will now issue some shares which are meant exclusively for what? For the shareholders, existing shareholders. This is the shareholder that will now do what? This shareholder that will now subscribe. Subscribe means what? Buy. That will now subscribe to the what? To the right issue. In the proportion given by the company. What does that mean by proportion? The company tends to say, we call it what? Terms of the right. That's what we call what? Terms of the right. The terms of the right, whereby is a situation whereby what the company will say, given a given time in which the company is going to be, which the subscriber is going to do what? Abide with. For example, the company may say, I want to issue what? The term of this right is 1 to 5. The company says 1 to 5, it means that for every 5 units of shares you have in the company, you'll be entitled to what? To just one shares, to just one new shares. If the terms of the right is saying what? 1 to 5, it means for every 1 unit of shares you have, you'll be entitled to do what? To buy, for every 5 units rather. For every 5 units of the shares you have, you'll be entitled to do what? To buy 1 extra. So by that, therefore, we now look at the total number of shares divided by what? Divided by 5. From there, you're able to know what? To know the total number of shares you have the right to subscribe to. So, company uses right issue as a source of finance. Most especially if they don't want to do what? If they don't want to dilute control. The underlying factor is what? Right issues is what? Is the source of finance. As number one underlying factor. So if they now sold these words, sold what the rights to existing shareholders, it means they are going to do what? Bring in more fund, which is the what? A source of finance. They have raised finance from there. So at this point, another factor which what company normally issue what right issue is what now if they don't want to do what dilute control. And besides, right issue is not as cost as what, it's not as costly as what, as public issue. Is what is a saving costing technique. It's a cost savings rather. It is cost saving technique. So the company tends to do what, to reduce cost by issuing what, right issue. So and at the same time they will not dilute control. Okay, if that is the case, therefore, when the company issue this right issue of shares, the right price, there's something we call what? The right price. We have what we call the market price. And after the right issue, there's going to be another what? Another price, which we call what? The theoretical extract price. Theoretical extract price. The acronym is what? TERP. T-E-R-P. Theoretical extract price. So theoretical extract price is the price in which the shares of the company ought to do what? Ought to be priced after the right issue. So therefore, we have some calculations in which we are going to do under these right issues. And these are the formulas in which we are going to need in the calculation. So we have the theoretical extract price. We have to do what? To compute the theoretical extract price, in which theoretical extract price is the price in which the share is assumed to do what? To be priced after the right issue. So, and the formula for calculating the theoretical extract price, which is known as what? As TERP, is what? Number of shares in issue times market price, open a bracket, number of shares in issue times market price, close the bracket, plus open another bracket, number of right issue times right price. Everything all over total number of shares after the right. This total number of shares after the right is what? To existing shares plus what? Plus new shares after the right. Existing shares plus new shares after the right. That is the total number of shares after the right. That is the total number of shares after the right. Another formula we're going to need is what? Is the theoretical nail paid price, or they can also call it what? Value of the right, or expected gain. Theoretical nail paid price, value of the right, or expected gain. And what is the formula for calculating it is what? TERP. Theoretical extract price minus right price. The answer you're going to get from here is what you are going to use here. So TERP minus right price, you'll be given the right price in the question. Another formula I'm going to need here is what? Theoretical nail paid price. You can also call it what? Theoretical nail paid price or shares, or value of the right or shares. So the formula for calculating is what? Market price minus TERP. Market price minus TERP. You'll be given the market price in the question minus TERP. The TERP is what? The answer you're going to get from here. Or theoretical nail paid. Theoretical nail paid. The answer you're going to get from here. All over number of shares before the right. Number of existing shares before the right. So that is the formula. These are the formulas to use in computing that you are going to need in the computation of what? Of right issues. So this is going to help us to understand the concept of right issues. How we issue right issues and code. So what the price will be at the end of the day, and what the theoretical nail paid price or expected gain was going to be at the end of the day. So before I move further, there's something we need to know. For every shares, every right issues, an investor has what? Some rights to exercise. An investor has options to do what? To take. And the options, the investors has like 4 options to do what? To take when it comes to what? To right issue. The investor tends to do what? To subscribe to the right shares. Subscribe means what? To buy all the right given to him, given to the investor. And this will say, I'm telling you, you have for every 5 units of shares you have, you are entitled to what? To 1 unit of shares, to 1 unit of right. It means that's your right. You can subscribe to it, you can buy it. So that's number one. Secondly, an investor has the option not to do anything at all, not to buy. Not to buy. It's okay, I don't have money, so I'm not buying. I don't have the money to do what to buy this right issue at this time. So he's free to do what to exercise that right too. That's number two. So thirdly, the investor has the option of what? Of buying and selling. Of what? Of selling all the right. I don't want to buy, so I'll sell. He will buy and sell it off. So that's the third option. The fourth option available to the investor is the investor has what? The right, the option to do what? To buy some and sell some. To buy some or sell some of the what? To some of the right. For that, therefore, it tends to look at what to how this will now work. So let me quickly write the options available. So we have these formulas here now. So let's now look at the options available for an investor. So one. Number one mention is what? Subscribe to the right. Two, do nothing. Three, sell all the right. And four, sell some and buy some. So these are the four options available. These are the four options available to a what? To an existing shareholders. So he has the option to do what? To subscribe to the right. He has the option to do nothing. He has the option to sell all the rights. And want to also has the option to sell some and buy some. So I've just explained this now. Subscribe to the right, it means what? If they said your right is what to 25% or has been calculated, so you have the option to do what? To buy. To subscribe to the right. Say subscribe is going to buy. Do nothing. You can decide not to do anything at all. Sell all the right. You can decide to do what? I'm not interested. I want to trade with the right. So you buy and sell. Sell some, buy some. You can decide to do what? To buy some of the right and also what? Sell some of the right. So if that is the case, let's look at a good example of this. How this is going to do what? Work. How we are going to calculate the formulas we have given to you. So let's look at this simple example. Example 1. So let's now assume that existing shares is 5. We're now told that market price is what? 10 naira. We are told that right price is equal to what? 8 naira. We are now told that terms of the right (1 to 5). Let's assume that this is the information given to us. Let's assume we have this information and we are told to do what? To calculate the theoretical extract price. So compute theoretical extract price, term theoretical extract price to theoretical nameplate price, theoretical nameplate price, or expected gain. We can also call this what? Expected gain. Okay, let's quickly solve this question. So we have to calculate term. So what is the formula for term? I've given it out before. I said number of shares in issue times market price plus number of rights times right price all over total number of shares after the right, total number of shares after the right. So therefore, term now give us number of shares before the right. So from this question, how do we determine our number of shares before the right? Number of shares in issue. How do we determine that? Number of shares before the issue. Number of shares in issue rather. So our number of shares in issue, we are given, look at the term of the right. The term of the right is going to tell you the number of shares in issue, if the examiner did not tell you specifically. So the term of the right will tell you. So 5 being the highest. So if you want to interpret this term of right, what this means is that for every 5 units of shares you have, you are entitled to what? To 1 unit of the right. For every 5 units of shares you have, you are entitled to what? To 1 unit of right. So therefore, number of shares in issue in this case is what? Is 5. So this question too can come in. We are using this as a unit now. That's where the question, the question is structured. But if they don't give you the total number of shares in the company, they give you the total number of shares in the company, definitely they are going to give you what? The number of the percentage of the right as well. So if they now give you the percent of the right, it means that we now multiply that percentage by the total number of shares in the company for you to know how many shares are being issued as right. But most of the time, the term of the right normally comes this way. most of the time of the right normally come this way. So if you have it in this form, it means that the highest is what? Is the number of shares in issue, Y1 to. The smaller one is what is the right that you are entitled to. So for every 5, you are entitled to 1. So term of the right is what? 1 to 5. At least to 1 to, you are entitled to 1 for every 5 shares you have. So therefore, our term therefore number of shares in issue is what? 5 multiplied by what? Market price. This is our market price here, 10 plus number of rights. Number of rights, we have it here. 1 times, what is the right price? 8. All over. Total number of shares after the right. That is what? Total number of shares after the right. How many number of shares are we going to have now? That's what? 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1. That is existing shares plus new shares. So that will give us what? 6. So by that therefore, what we are going to have here? 5 times 10, 50 plus 8, that is 58. 5 times 10, 50 plus 8, 58. That is 58. Lying on what? Lying on 6. So when you now 58 divided by 6, what are we going to have there? 58 divided by 6. 15 divided by 6. We are going to have 58 divided by 6. We have 9.666, 9.67, approximately 9.6. So this is what this will be the number of this will be what our theoretical extract price. So what do we call the theoretical extract price? The theoretical extract price is the price in which the shares is expected to be valued after the rights issue, meaning that this will now be the new market value of the shares. So you can see the existing market price of the shares is what? Is 10, while the new one now is what? To 9.66. So it has dropped from 10 to this. Why? Because of the increase in what? In the number of shares. So it tends to drop. It will drop. It will drop. So let's now go ahead. Now say calculate the expected gain. Expected gain. We now say the expected gain is what? So the formula I gave you for the expected gain, I said term minus right price. Term minus right price. So what is our term now? 9.66 minus right price. What is our right price? 8. So what do we have? What do we have there? What do we have? 9.66 minus 8. We have it to be what? Expected gain is what? 1.66. 1.66 is our expected gain in this question. 1.66 is our expected gain in this question. So this is how it works. This is exactly how it works. So, but I'm still going to solve another question on how investors behave. So from there, you're going to see how investors will behave. At least to see the options they have. What will now be the effect of what? Of any of the options? Which option is going to be the best out of what? Out of the options they have to exercise. So in my next video, you are going to see how this works. You are going to see how this works. So watch out for my next video and see how the options exercised by investors, what will now be their what to their net value at the end of the day. So what will now be the best option for the investors to exercise? What's going to be the options? What should they do? So from there, you're going to see how investors, whether to do nothing, those options are given to you. So you are going to see, I'm going to test each and each and every one of them, so to see the effect on the investment of an investor. At this point, I'm going to go to the class now. Thanks for listening. God bless. Thank you. Please, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, like the video, share the video. Thank you very much, and God bless. Till I see you next time in my next video. Thank you.